God told me, your vision is my vision, and I want to share this experience with you to help get rid of your fears of decision making and of missing God's will. Let me tell you what happened. I was driving in my car to a nearby city from my small town, and about 5 minutes into my drive, I was just thinking about all these things that God had told me in the past. I knew that I would make videos one day. I knew that I was going to share the things that He was telling me, and through conversations, through dreams, through visions, for over the past decade, I have heard these things from God, and I knew I was going to share them. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And in the fall time, it came to a point where He said it was time to do that. So here I am, but now I had to learn how to make videos. I needed to learn how to communicate what I was seeing, because a lot of this stuff was just coming out of conversations, and that's a dialogue. It's not a lecture, it's not a teaching. And so I had to try and figure out how I was going to communicate. And so this is about 5 minutes into my drive now, where I'm in the car, and just like I'm recognizing all the symptoms of anxiety that I get, like this tightening around my neck and just this restlessness inside in my feelings, just feeling uneasy, just feeling like I was unsure about everything. And so I finally blurted out, Father, what is your vision for this? And to my surprise, His answer was, your vision is my vision. And I want to explain this to you because this immediately took me back to revelations that He gave me. Understanding of our oneness with Him is so important. How can we picture this oneness, and how does it become an understanding in you rather than just words? For this, I'm going to have to engage your imagination and paint a picture for you. Jesus spoke like this in parables to explain complex spiritual understandings by using natural things around us in our world. Jesus still speaks this way, and He gave me a picture, a parable of sort, to explain this to me, and I'm going to explain it to you. Imagine an ice cube floating in a glass of water. Now, the water is God, and the ice cube is you. Now, the ice cube is still made out of water, but we see it as separate because it is in a different form or state. It's a solid form of the same element. It's made of the same substance. It is the same source. It is from the same source. The ice cube here was taken out of a mold that was put in the freezer and frozen. It started out as water, but now it's just in a different form. The tray or mold represents a mindset in you. If after being in the freezer, you take a look at yourself, you may be tempted to say, I am an ice cube. I am not water. I have nothing to do with water. Do you see where I'm going with this? You're still made of water, but you've come to another state of mind. The ice cube tray and the cold of the freezer also represent the elements of the world that Peter talked about in his second book. This is human wisdom, human knowledge that shaped us into an image that wasn't in the likeness of God. This knowledge separated us in our minds from Him. And just like when the serpent presented this knowledge to Eve, her eyes were opened to a different understanding, an understanding that told her, I am not like God. I am not the same. My source is not the same. It was a lie she fell for. And humanity has been stuck there, frozen in that mindset ever since, thinking we are separate and of a different kind than God himself. Now think about the ice cube again. What is going to melt the ice cube? It has been put in water. It is water, the warmth of the water surrounding it, that is going to melt it. It is heat that melts things. We have been told by science that the absence of heat is what cold is, and that when something is heated up, it is actually just an energy transfer that is happening. So when Peter explains that the elements of this world will melt away, see what he's saying here. There is an energy transfer here from God, a wisdom transfer. So here is the revelation. God is melting away what kept you frozen in separation by the truth, by his wisdom. He's changing your mindset back to reality. You always were water. You always were spirit. Always of God. Always one. So think of yourself like this melting ice cube, slowly dissolving back into what you always were in your mind. I recently heard someone talking about Isaiah 55 and how they read that God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts and his ways and are higher than our ways. And, it's past understanding. We just cannot understand it. And it's just not true. There is actually a energy transfer happening here. The scripture talks about us having the mind of Christ. We have the mind of Christ. We just haven't been accessing it. We need to start believing the things that God actually says. So how can you know that his vision is your vision? So next time you feel anxious about a decision, remind yourself of your oneness with God. Think about the ice cube in the glass and know that he is in on your vision or your decision, that he is the source of your creativity and ideas. In my experience, if it is life-giving to you and others, you know you're in sync with him. And you can know his will is your will. And your vision is his vision. This revelation of God's oneness with you is going to take the fear out of your decision making and whether you have missed God. Thanks for watching.